a requirement, folks. When you go through deep gravel, you got to say it in a deep voice.
Everybody knows that. Where have you been?
Well, I guess I'm just not experienced with deep gravel.
I think you've played in the deep gravel before.
I have. Tub Run Road.
Well, now we're coming into Bent Creek. You behind me?
I'm right behind you, buddy.
How close?
I'm close enough that you could damage my windshield if you wanted.
I told you the other day that I started writing again, writing things down more.
Okay, yeah.
You know, the journaling that I did, I kind of let it go. I wasn't doing that as much.
Okay. Heidi ho.
Heidi ho. You damn it. You still seeing that guy on the... Was he a Goldwing or a Harley?
He was a Harley.
No, I wouldn't tell him if he was a Goldwing either. So, anyway, back. So I got back to writing things down.
Okay.
And, you know, I sent you that little clip of that article that I was like, holy shit, this dude can write.
Yes, he can. Gosh, that was amazing.
And so I had, this will take forever to tell this story. So I made Kay a picture of our road trip that we did up to Niagara, Buffalo, Syracuse, all of those places.
Right, yeah.
I made her a collage photograph thing. Anyway, so I was looking at the picture, and then I said, you know, I should make one of these for my Boundary Water trip because there's some outstanding pictures that I took. I took 0 video up there at the Boundary Water.
Okay.
And so I was looking through the photo album of pictures that I took, the whole 388 of them.
Wow.
And so it got the old juices flowing and, you know, bouncing around between the 3 brain cells I got left. And I said, I got to write this down. I got to jot this down. So here I get my laptop out and had to figure out how to get a Word document open so I could start just typing my thoughts. And I'm over clickety-clack, you know. No, it's click, 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 click.
Okay, now that sounds more like me.
Hunt and peck. 2 fingers. Boing, go. But anyway, so I put together a couple of pages of just my thoughts of that trip.
Okay.
And I reread it, deleted it, and redid it.
Okay.
And I got it down to a page and a half.
Okay.
And so I was thinking, you know, every motorcycle trip I've been on is just the same way. So I went, clickety, clickety, clackety, clack. So now go around the fence to get to the tail of the, you know. So every adventure trip has 3 parts.
Okay.
So the first third, whether it's a hiking, a canoeing, or a motorcycle, or, you know, thumbing across the country, whatever, you have the first third. Part of that is the preparation. Part of that is the bike maintenance, the car from the front. Part of that is the actual going to the beginning of the trip.
Okay.
The anxious or anticipation of the trip.
Gotcha.
You know, did I pack that toothbrush and the toothpaste, or do I need to stop and get this? Did I have all of the tools I need? Did I, you know, all of the above? Did I, you know? And then you have the second third of a trip where you're in the trip, whether it's a motorcycle, a hiking, paddling, whatever adventure you like to do, so to speak. You're doing it. You're out there. You're getting into the groove. You know, you're finding your path, your groove, your daily routine, if you will. Get up. You're doing the thing. You know, you're in the groove. You're feeling the mojo. But the third is where I want to ride and where I want to do my adventure trips, whether it's hiking, backpacking, backcountry, whatever. That's where I want to be the whole time. Because the third of the trip is when the road, if you're on a motorcycle, or the back road, or the adventure trail, that's when it'll start talking to you. That's when bicycle from the front, that's when you will start to feel the road, to hear the road, to smell the road. That's where it comes alive, where you're enjoying just being in the moment that you're currently in. But the sad part is that's where we want to be the entire trip, but we can't get there unless we have the first 2/3. So
Yeah, I get that.
you can't have the second third unless you've went through the first third, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the third, when I was up there in the Boundary Waters, that wilderness area was just talking away to me. And it was on the worst weather day of the trip. It couldn't have been a worse day. Rain, wind blowing, white caps on the lake. We had to paddle into the wind. The guy in the front of the boat was very upset at me.
Yep.
And it couldn't have been worse possible conditions. But we know we've got a long distance to go that day. We got a long ways to go. But because of our fatigue, we became more efficient in the boat paddling. Okay. And so we were moving better and more efficiently. And, because we were tired, because we were grumpy at each other, whatever it might be. But we get to the portage, I put the canoe on my head, grab a pack, and I start walking across the portage. And, the sun's just beginning to pop out because the storm has passed. And the North Woods were just screaming to me, "Hey, look at me. Is this not the greatest thing you've ever seen? Is this not the funnest time you've had in 20 years? You're in a wilderness. Your cell phone don't work. You've depended upon your wits to get you to this point. You're using a map. You're paddling in the canoe under your power. You're feeding yourself." And I lifted up the canoe and I said, "Yes, sir, I'm right here." And almost as quick as that feeling, sensation, if you will, come across me, guess what come along next?
It's almost over. We're
almost over.
Yep.
We only got 2 miles to the takeout spot. I'm like, no, don't be over now. Just stop. I don't want it to be over yet. And then those 2 miles go by in just a blink, just a flash. But when I stepped out of that canoe into about knee-deep water at the takeout spot after having been, digital detox, if you will, no cell phone, none of that yada yada stuff bothering me. The smile on my face could not be rubbed off. So, whenever we go on an adventure trip, I want to jump straight to the second or the third. Crazy Ivan.
I got to ask you a question about all that.
Okay.
That last part when it really hit you and you were actually enjoying the moment, wasn't that also the same time you really weren't talking?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if we done long periods of time, but...
Well, I guess what I'm trying to drive here is that...
He was terrified.
Yep.
Because of the weather.
But because you weren't yakking with him, because you weren't having to encourage him, because you weren't coaching him, because you weren't just talking about random stuff, maybe it gave you that ability to appreciate it more.
You ready?
Yep.
I don't know. I was just turning off my traction control.
I figured as much.
And getting it back in.
Car behind us. I don't know which way they're going.
Pretty sure they don't either. But, I don't know you know, we were just exhausted from several days of, you know, self-deprivation,
Right.
doing things the hard way, weather. Etc., etc.
Yeah. I guess what I'm thinking is that I love the conversations, the constant banter that you and I have back and forth, back and forth. And to me, that's part of it. That's what makes it even more fun for me. But if you want to get to that third section, that third stage a little quicker, you might have to shut the intercoms off and pay more attention to what you're doing, what's around you, without the back and forth.
All right. So, MABDR, we did sections 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yep.
So, of those days, what was the third for you?
Would be coming home.
Nope.
It wasn't enjoyable, but that's when I really started to look back on what we had done and appreciated it. I didn't appreciate section 2 when I was on section 3. I didn't appreciate section 1 when I was on section 2. I didn't appreciate any of them until I was done with all of them.
Section 3 for me.
Okay.
I was tired. I was beat up. I don't know why I was so fatigued, but I was tired.
Okay.
But there was, you know, a couple of turns there where I was just like, wow. But the section right after Eagle Rock,
Okay.
or maybe before Eagle Rock, pavement, guardrail, lane and a half wide, just
Oh, yeah.
typical road what we got around here, maybe a little curvier, but it hit me right there.
Really?
Yep, not on the gravel, but right there.
Okay. Yeah, I was still feeling real good and really motivated, looking forward to the next section, looking forward to what was next. So I wasn't appreciating what I was doing. It wasn't until I wasn't doing it anymore that I was able to look at it and go, damn, that was awesome. And I wonder, you know, if, for you especially, if maybe we had shut off the intercom. And
I didn't do that, did you?
not once. We never did that.
No. I just lost you for a period of time.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard a beep. No, I didn't do it.
I was like, damn, he just hung up on me.
Nope. So what I was saying is maybe we should take an hour, you know, whatever, and just say, okay, we're not going to talk to each other. We're going to ride the ride, just concentrating on what I'm doing, what's around me, and enjoy the moment rather than the conversation.
Well, I'll do that without even having to turn it off. I'll just zone out and be in my own head.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't hear me other when I'm complaining or, ugh, that was a big rock.
I just think, you know, for me, I'm such a social person that I could have the intercoms on 100% of the time and I would have an absolute blast. But I think, and just based on what you were saying, that maybe you can appreciate it more when you're only thinking about it rather than listening to me ramble on about stupid shit.
You ramble on?
There's a reason why my channel is called Motoramblings.
Imagine that. Can't help myself.
I don't blame you. You've got power, you got to use it.